Denise, look at this. 12,000. Returned. You never sent it. You never sent it. I wired it that morning. Then who sent it back?
Those are Dad's initials. Mom, what happened that night?
Not what either of you were told.
For 28 years, Denise believed Laura had walked away when the bakery needed her most. Laura believed something different. Back then, the bakery had been hit by property damage and weeks of lost business. Denise was here every day, working beside their parents. Laura was living several states away with a young family. She says she sent $12,000 as soon as she heard how bad things were. Denise had never heard that. She had been told Laura couldn't help. Laura had been told Denise didn't want her money. Neither sister had ever compared the stories. Now the ledger proved one thing: the money had arrived. It also showed it had been returned the next morning. And beside that return were their father's initials. Denise looked at Laura again. This time, neither of them knew who to blame. Denise remembered that week clearly. She was 25, working beside their parents while the bakery lost money every day. Laura was 3 states away, married, with a small child and bills of her own. According to Denise, their father said Laura couldn't send anything. Laura shook her head. I wired it the same day Dad called. Then she told Denise what she had heard. Dad said you didn't want my help. He said the money would make things worse. Denise stared at her. That isn't what he told me. For the first time in years, they stopped arguing about what kind of sister the other had been. They started asking a different question. How could 2 women remember the same family crisis so differently? And why had their father placed himself between both versions? The next envelope gave them something neither memory could argue with. Inside was an old bank record showing Laura's $12,000 entering the bakery account. Less than a day later, the same amount went back out. Their father's initials were beside the return. Denise read the line twice. So you did send it. Laura nodded, but there was no satisfaction. After the money came back, she got angry and stopped calling for an explanation. Denise looked down. She hadn't called either. For years, each sister had let their father explain the other. Now the record settled one question and opened a harder one. Laura had tried to help. Their father had sent the money back. The mystery was no longer whether Laura abandoned the family. It was why Paul Bennett made both daughters believe she did. Evelyn finally explained what Paul had been afraid of. Laura and her husband were already stretched thin. $12,000 was money they could not easily replace. Denise, meanwhile, had been working in the bakery every day, often without taking a full paycheck. Paul convinced himself that accepting Laura's money would create a new wound. He feared Denise would think one check mattered more than everything she had sacrificed. So he made 2 different promises. He told Laura that Denise did not want the help. He told Denise that Laura could not give it. Evelyn looked at both daughters. He thought he was keeping peace. Laura's face hardened. He kept us apart. Paul had tried to prevent resentment. Instead, he gave both daughters a reason to resent each other. Denise turned toward her mother. Then why didn't you tell us? Evelyn did not answer right away. After Paul died, she had chances to correct the story. She admitted that. At first, she told herself the sisters were already living separate lives. But that was not the whole truth. She had been angry too. Laura had moved away. Denise had stayed, then eventually left the bakery after years of carrying it. And Evelyn had grown used to being the person each daughter called instead of calling the other. She passed along messages, softened arguments, delayed difficult conversations. Sometimes she left things out. It kept the peace, she said quietly. Denise looked at Laura. Laura looked back. For years they had blamed one night. Now they could see the pattern lasted because everyone found silence easier than direct conversation. Paul had started it, but Evelyn had helped keep it alive. Laura asked first, "What happened after Dad died?" There was no single answer. She remembered sending birthday cards and getting short replies. Denise remembered leaving messages that Laura returned days later. Laura assumed Denise wanted distance. Denise assumed Laura only called when guilt caught up with her. Neither assumption was ever tested. Invitations went through Evelyn. Family news went through Evelyn. Even apologies sometimes went through Evelyn. The sisters had spent years treating silence like proof. Laura looked down at the old cards on the table. "I thought you didn't want me there," Denise answered quietly. "I thought you stopped trying." Their parents had shaped the pattern. But somewhere along the way, Laura and Denise had become adults who could have broken it. Neither one did. That was harder to blame on anyone else. Evelyn let the silence sit for a moment. Then she told them something practical. After tomorrow, she would no longer be living nearby. Laura had assumed Denise would keep handling the everyday things because she was closer. Denise had assumed Laura would help mostly with money. Neither had asked the other. Evelyn shook her head. "I'm not carrying messages anymore." Laura started to ask what Denise wanted. Then she stopped and looked at her sister instead. For the first time, the old family habit had nowhere to go. Their father was gone. The bakery was closing. Their mother was moving. There would be no one left between them. Denise stayed guarded. Laura took a breath. "What do you actually need from me?" The question was simple, but after 28 years, it finally went directly where it belonged. Denise answered carefully. She could not keep being the default person for everything just because she lived closer. Laura nodded. "And I can't keep sending money and calling that enough." They opened a blank sheet from the moving folder and divided the next few weeks between them. Who would take Evelyn to appointments? Who would help finish the move? Who would handle paperwork? Nothing about it felt dramatic. That was the point. Then Denise added one rule. "If you're angry with me, call me, not Mom." Laura looked at her. "Same goes for you." Evelyn stayed several feet away and let them finish without stepping in. They did not fix 28 years that night. They did something smaller. They stopped asking another person to carry the relationship for them. And for the first time, that felt like enough to begin. The next morning, Denise returned to the bakery before anyone else. Most of the shelves were empty now. She picked up another box, then almost called Evelyn to ask whether Laura was coming. Her hand stopped over the phone. Denise opened Laura's contact instead. She typed, "What time are you coming tomorrow?" Then she waited. A few minutes later, Laura replied, no apology, no long message, just a time. When Laura arrived, neither sister mentioned the text. They finished packing side by side. Before leaving, Laura closed the old ledger and rested her hand on the cover for a moment. The $12,000 entry had changed what they understood about the past, but it was not what changed the future. That began with one direct message, and this time it did not have to pass through anyone else.